It's young. There are a lot of good restaurants, bars. Well, it's a lot of musicians and artists, or they say that the true musicians and artists have moved further west, seeking for cheaper rents. So it has gotten a bit expensive, but I've lived there for almost 6 years, and it's gone through a lot of changes. A lot of new businesses have come in, and restaurants are amazing. There's always something opening up, and the places that are already there are really great.
Yeah, the food
and
is
you can
the
find
best thing.
Yeah, you can find anything, really,
Yeah.
any kind of food. As far as parks go, as you can see, we're here in Fort Greene Park, so the parks aren't so great in Williamsburg. It's just by the East River, so you get nice views of Manhattan. You can always go bike riding to a nicer area, a nicer park. Hipsterdom and shopping and nightlife and all of that stuff. There are a lot of small pockets of the Dominican neighborhoods, and just in general with the young people, there's all sorts of, and not just race-wise, but
yeah,
occupationally and all walks of life. That's what I found. So I've walked home really late at night at 3 in the morning, but I've never felt unsafe in our neighborhood, so I wouldn't be too worried about that.
Yeah, New York is like the safest city I've ever lived in. You can either live in a really big apartment building or like a 3 apartment or 4 apartment house.
I don't know. So affordability wise, I think housing has been going up for a long time, and it's gotten quite expensive, especially around the train, near the subway areas and everything. It does get cheaper if you go further west on the L train, or maybe a bit further south in Williamsburg. So, but I think if you want to live near the main drag, it's quite expensive.
Yeah, but I don't know, for a fun New York neighborhood, it's still on the cheaper side.
I don't know. I wouldn't say so. I think it's pretty expensive, but you have to really look. You can find places that are less expensive. It might not be that gorgeous, loft apartment, that you're thinking of when you think of Williamsburg, but there are still some finds out there. You just have to dig a little bit.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people in their young 20s that like to live out there.
I've seen a couple of young families.
I have too.
There are definitely better neighborhoods in New York to raise a family.
Exactly.